Hey everyone, welcome back. I hope you're doing well and staying safe. Going to talk about one of my favorite Tier 7 premium ships, the USS Boise. She was a real boat and had quite the Navy career during World War II. She was laid down in the mid-30s and commissioned them just in the late 1930s. She's a Brooklyn-class light cruiser, and I do mean light, and you'll see that in a minute here, but let's go first talk about the Boise herself and some of the features of the Boise. She has a total of 5 main 152mm guns, which we'll get into, but let's first look at the armor layout. Like I said, she is a light cruiser. She can be hit pretty hard. There's the Citadel. The turrets aren't all that great either. They can be knocked out. So can her engine, so can her steering. So you'll see my captain skills in a minute what I've done. But when you go look at artillery, and sorry for life here, which she has for health. Again, I'll explain why I have more than base in a minute here with my captain skills. Like I said, she's got 6 turrets, 3 per 152mm. Take a look at turning diameter. This is again with captain skills, how far she can fire. And she does with my captain skills and what I have on flag set up with an 8% fire chance, which you'll see in the replay is very important, especially in the second half of the game. She can be quite the fire starter. Secondary is nothing to write home about, but they're there. Airstrikes. The replay is based on my clan mate Navy chick. She doesn't quite know how to use that, so she tries it once and but we all have to learn. AA, she has no defensive AA really, but she has normal AA spec for a range of 4.8 kilometers. AA in this boat is okay, just like anything else in wargaming. Maneuverability, 31.5 knots with speed flag. Rudder shift time's a bit bad. Speed I'll tell you about in a minute with flags as well, and here's detectability. So and what she has for detectability. Let's go into what she has. I take main armament, obviously. I said like she's got thin armor, so I do take engine room protection. I even take last stand for destroyers, but aiming system modification to help shoot. And because she's only 31.5, she's slow for this tier. I do take propulsion modification to speed it up and slow it down as quick as possible. And there's your air. Pretty standard repair. She does come with hydro, and it's pretty good. 3K for torpedoes, 4 for ships. It's long lasting too. It's over 110 seconds. But her main shtick is her heal. She has quite a super heal, which you'll see here once when Navy chick presses it. Restores about 25% plus of the ship's health. As for exterior, I take the typical flags. I do try to make it a fire starter because her HE is deadly. I do take the modification for sonar to help out, and I take the typical economic flags that I have at the time. Straightforward camo. These are the New Year streamers, I believe. Yeah, I got these back in 2018. I have a lot of them. Last thing we'll look at is captain skills and what I take. Now I've got a special captain here, so I have better turning radius. This allows me to reload my shells at 75% faster, which is a lifesaver between AP and HE. I do take last stand and detectability because I want to see what's coming at me. I'm not sure why that wasn't going to work, but it's kind of weird. I do take fire or demolition expert. Like I said, I take priority targeting so I know I'm being shot at and who's looking at me. I do take an adrenaline rush as well. More heal, the more the merrier. And of course, concealment expert, but here's the big one. I do take IFHE. I get over 31 millimeters of pen. But back to the replay. So like I said, the Boise being a Brooklyn class aircraft carrier, sorry, light cruiser. She was put to sea pretty much in the late 30s. Nothing outstanding about it, but at the start of World War II for her, December 8th, 1941, she found herself off of Cebu Island. That's the 126th largest island in the world. It's just south in the Philippines, so she's in the wrong place at the wrong time. However, by January of 42, she was with Task Force 5 and was in the Northern Australian waters. Boise, with the Task Force commander, Rear Admiral Glassford, then departed Darwin, with the Marblehead, destroyers Barker, Perriott, Plummer, Stewart, and Pope. She had a bit of misfortune, which actually saved the ship's life, to be honest with you. And it does talk about it. Ooh, nice kill. So, Navy chick gets first blood. When she did arrive in Pensacola convoy Subara, and I'm going to apologize, I'm going to butcher these names, I'm sure. She rejoined the elements of Task Force 5 in the East Indies on the 21st of January 1942, where she struck an uncharted shoal in Sap Strait and had to retire to Colombo, Ceylon Bay, Bombay, India, and Mare Island Naval Yard for repairs, which in a sense actually did save her life from being destroyed with the rest of the Allied ships in the various battles around Java. All of those ships, including the Houston, a whole bunch were there, including Australian ships were sunk. She did, after repairs, return and sailed on the 22nd of June to escort a convoy to Auckland, New Zealand. Boise then returned back to Pearl Harbor, a place I've been to quite a bit. I love that place. And was tasked for conducting raids and cruises in Japan waters in hopes of creating impression, including generating traffic for striking force heading to Japan to withdraw attention away from the preparation of Guadalcanal. I actually didn't know this about the Boise. The Boise departed Pearl Harbor on the 27th of July and began doing raids on the Japanese sampan patrol lines. Sampan patrol lines are Japanese fishing boats. They were basically about 750 miles outside of Tokyo on August 5th. She completed the raid, and on August 8th, 2 seaplanes that had to land in the water at sunset were lost, one being found by the Japanese with indications that this caused apprehensions of a strike force preparing to attack Japan. Good job. I mean, you got one light cruiser that convinced the Japanese that they were about to attack Japan. Now, in August, the Boise escorted a convoy to Fiji, New Hebrides from the 14th to 8th September. She helped cover the landing of the Marine reinforcements at Guadalcanal. And on the night, 11th, 12th of October 42, took part in the Battle of Cape Esperance. That's a whole different story in itself. The task force of which the Boise encountered the force of Japanese cruisers in west of Guadalcanal and engagement with the Boise was hit a number of times, twice by a fire from Japanese heavy cruisers, less than 7,500 yards away. One hit exploded upon impact on her armor, causing little damage. However, the other did penetrate below the waterline. And it hit her 6-inch magazine. That magazine caused a fire in turret 1 and 2, which unfortunately with flooding, to put it out, took out turret 1, 2, and 3, basically taking out 2/3 of her guns. She only had her stern guns. There was a lot of casualties, including 107 were killed. The captain at the time, Mike Moran, also received the Navy Cross for his leadership during the battle. The Boise made her way all the way back to the Philadelphia Navy Yard. That's a long cruise. And did repairs from November of 42 to March of 43. After that, she departed in June for the Mediterranean, the Med, arriving in Algeria. That's right, she fought in the Med in Africa. And that was June 1943. Now, she did participate in several other campaigns, including the amphibious Battle of Gela during the invasion of Sicily. In September, she took part in the Italian mainland landings of Taranto and Salamo. Oh gosh, I got that right. And then returned to New York back in November. Which again, done in the Mediterranean, you're heading off to the Pacific. And there's Navy chick trying to figure out how to use the anti-submarine feature. It was her first time doing it, so it was kind of cute. It's a slow start here in the game, in this replay, but it does get good. So throughout this, she's not trying to steal kill. This is where it gets better, and where right after this, the Boise starts to show, I'm going to say a couple things. You already saw one of the big hills, and she's about to run into her other Tier 7 premium counterpart, the Atlanta, which does do a bit of damage, but again, it doesn't matter. You can repair all your fire damage by a click of a button, so, you know, you're good. But going back to that Boise, during, once she headed off to the South Pacific after the Mediterranean, she did arrive in Milne Bay in New Guinea on December 31st, time for New Year's. But during January and September 44, she took part in a bunch of operations, and I'm just going to say them out because they're extensive. In fact, at the end of this, she ended up getting 11 battle stars by the end of World War II, And I'm going to butcher these names, so I apologize. The Mangdang Alex Schiffen bombardment, Hombo Bay, Bay of Wadigi and Short Field bombardment and shelling, Battle of Biak, that could be interpreted the wrong way, Battle of Numfor, Battle of Sampur, Battle of yeah, I killed that one. Cruising then moved to the north part of the Philippines invasion, took part in the Leyte invasion, Battle of Surgo Straits, Mindoro, and Lian Gulf landings, and then she embarked General Douglas MacArthur. Can't believe I said that wrong. And did Luzon, covering the forces the 14th to 31st of January 1945. The Batang Corridor occupation, Zamboragan. Then she moved to Borneo and Tarakan landings. That's a full house. And then from June 3rd to June 16th of 45, she carried General Douglas MacArthur on a 3,500-mile trip and tour of the central and southern Philippines, Brunei Bay, Borneo, and then returned to San Pedro, California, arriving on July 7th, where she remained for training until October, after the war. She sailed the 3rd of October for the East Coast, arriving in New York on the 20th of October. Boise remained there until she was decommissioned in July of 1946. And there goes that superhero. Now, the Atlanta's doing damage, but not a big deal. The Atlanta, I will tell you, has definitely overstayed his welcome in that cap. He should have bugged out a lot sooner, and he did not, and it's going to cost him. After that, she became part of the Argentine Navy. She was sold in the 11th of January 1951, along with the Phoenix. They were commissioned the Nueve de Julio and the General Belgrano. Respectively, during her years, the Argentinian warships, she took part in the something Shilling Oil Depot. Spanish is not that good. And the coastal city of Mar del Plata, 1955. She actually ran the General Belgrano on exercise in 1956, which resulted in damage to both cruisers. The Nueve de Julio remained in service the Argentine Navy until 1978, where she was decommissioned and towed to Brownsville, Texas. We all know what happened to her counterpart, the General Belgrano. She was sunk by HMS Conqueror in 1982 during the Falkland Island campaign. This ship had quite the long distinguished service life, which is fantastic. No Navy chick, you can't suit that. The sub's behind the island. But again, learning subs. The subs were new to us at this point, including myself. But as you see, Navy chick's about to push in. She's only has 27,000 damage, but she's going to basically almost add 300% to that before the game's over and the fire started. This is where she's pushing up. And by the way, I don't know if you noticed, but she's got amazing camo in this boat. So I'm going to watch the rest of the replay and watch Navy Chick start lighting people up, especially the QE. QE, I can't remember if he heals one fire or two, but I think it's one. And then she instantly lights him up with 2 fires for, a bunch of perma-fires. So it was great. This is a great boat. It's a lot of fun to play. It's forgiving, the fact that it has a heal. Battleships do have a tendency to over-pen it, which is not bad, like the Atlanta. But you do have to angle. And as for other cruisers, the tier, and being able to play tier 8 and tier 9 cruisers, if you angle, you can deflect. It's not too bad. But again, it's a lot of fun. As always, thanks for coming out. Appreciate your time. Take care of yourself and stay safe. And we'll see you next time. Bye for now.